Are you trying to make a crap ton of gear inside of Final Fantasy XI Horizon? And you want to do a quick court, then a court farming crystals or some of the other means? Or maybe you're tile hunting bunnies if you want more information about that, video above. Cause today, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to know about starting out in fishing, from how to fish, where to get the rod, and of course some of the best items to get your hands on to help you not only become a better fisherman, but also make you a whole bunch of money in Horizon. But before we hop into all that, welcome back to your #1 stop for Final Fantasy XI Horizon gameplay, how-tos, and of course, all that jazz. And of course, I do want to give a very special thank you to everybody that's supporting over on Patreon, hitting the join button here on YouTube, or subscribing over on Twitch. Thank you, my dudes, and we will go more into that in a bit. But for now, let's go fishing. So to start off, we're going to need a few things here. So let's go ahead and begin with, of course, the most important and obvious part of this is, of course, you do need to be a level 15. Of course, in Horizon, they mainly did that to fight against some bots, as well as some other issues that came in with some abuse for fishing, because as we're gonna discuss, fishing is very useful. So make sure you get one of your characters to elite a level 15 through whatever means you see fit. And of course, once you have that available to you and you are that level, we need to go ahead and get us a fishing rod and some bait. So to start off, I am of course in Sandoria, and of course I will have on the screen right now where you can find all the vendors, any in Sandoria, Windows, or Batdock. But in the case of me, I am in Sandoria, so we want to come on over here to F8, which you can of course go ahead and find right here on the map in South Sandoria. And of course, by talking to that wonderful NPC here, they will go ahead and sell you a bamboo fishing rod at a little over 500 gil, as well as a yarn fishing rod as well. But hey, if you can get a bamboo, probably ideally go for bamboo here. And then we're going to go ahead and pick up our bait, which to start off will be a little worm, since these are 3 gil apiece, and these will come in handy. So once you actually have the items available to you, you can go ahead and equip them by going to your equipment and heading on over to range weapon to equip your fishing rod, as well as, of course, your ammunition to attach your bait. And then if you want to get one totally for free, especially while you're leveling up to 15, I do highly recommend the Goblin Fisher that literally just got pulled here. But these are level 3 through 8. And of course, they do have a chance of dropping a fishing rod. And I will go ahead and put up on screen exactly where you can find them, depending on what region you are in. So I do highly recommend, once you get around level 8, to try to start farming these. Especially, once again, if you want a fishing rod, 100% for free. So the reason I recommend, as far as bait is concerned, to pick up little worms is because this will be a bait that will help you go from level 1, or I should say 0, to level 11, because this bait is going to allow you to catch 2 fishes, and that is going to come in handy. So to start off, the main ones you want to be going for here is, of course, Maconn, because this one is actually very useful, since this is an item that is needed to get a higher tier fishing rod, which we will discuss later on down the road here. But for the most part, just know this is very much sought after, and in return is not only easy to level off of, but also a good way to make some gear. And then our second fish here is, of course, our crayfish. So once again, that will of course take you from level 1 all the way to 11, or I should say 0 to 11. And in my case, I am literally just fishing out in North Sandoria, literally a white net to the Moogle house. So you should be able to capture this anywhere near pretty much most of the starting zones that you will more than likely start off in. And of course, if you need to know the locations exactly where you can pick up these little worms, here they are on screen right now, since you can buy them pretty much from any vendor starting out that will sell fishing rod to you. So you can get them super cheap, so make sure you do just that. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual level up fishing here. Since as you fish, you will gain more and more level like you would any other skill in Final Fantasy XI. But fishing do require you to be at certain points to get certain fishes. And of course, these fishes will spawn in distant areas as well here. So, once you have started moving into the higher tier, mainly past level 11, or you might want to start looking for specific fishes to use for like a recipe or whatnot, and you want to know what level you need to be to actually get it, of course, I have a wonderful site here by the name of greatbrew.jp, and this, of course, lists out every fish that is in the game. Just know this is going off of retail, so of course some of the later fishes may or may not be around. Just keep that in mind. We are doing a private server here after all, but nonetheless, there is a few things that will be helpful here. Not only, of course, well, the fish is as far like what it look like, add their name, as well as their level cap. So here is what level you need to be to elite catch that fit consistently anyway. You could catch it randomly, maybe if you have the luck and the items, but once you get to the level range that these are in, this is a little more ideal. Just know fishing do work in like a gauge of level, meaning if you are going for a fish that is, let's say, a level, in the case of Maconn, level 11 here. So this is mainly you're going to need to be in a 10 level range to get your hands on this. So starting off, which outside of the Lu Shang Wad and what comes from that, is this is a perfect fit to grind in the beginning. So why are you going from 1 to 11? So keep that in mind. You need to be elite in a 10 level range to actually have a chance at catching these. And from there, let's go ahead and let's talk about how the actual pull system for Final Fantasy XI operates here, because it will play heavily into this. So if we go ahead and head on back to Final Fantasy XI here, is of course you will see how there is multiple people fishing right now around a certain area. And the thing will be here is each of the funds are set to a timer. So the more people that is fishing, the faster of that area will run out of fish, which in return will equal you getting a error code saying you didn't catch anything, or you will start catching items. So if you start catching nothing or items and a lot of people around, it might be a good time to start moving, especially now that you should be around a level 11. So the way to keep this in mind and to, of course, find the camps is, of course, if we head on back over to Great Brew website. Not only do we get to see the level range as well, but as well some of these fishes spawn. Just keep in mind, some of these fishes might spawn in all possible locations, so they won't have a location, but other will be very specific. So in the case of our Maconn here, if we go ahead and click on that, not only do we get a list of what bait give you the opportunity to catch it, but we also have each area it spawns in as well. So as you level up more and more, this is something you might need to start keeping in mind, is if you want to catch a lot of fish or Pacific fish, and there are a lot of people around, you might want to go look other places. That way you can hopefully get a camp to yourself and get the most out of fishing, because eating and fishing, camps matters in Final Fantasy XI. And as well, since we are on the page here, this also will, of course, show you which fishing rod is able to catch the Pacific fish. So this is something else that also could be helpful for very Pacific fishes you might be going after. So once you actually start leveling and fishing here, you will start noticing you will start hitting level caps, since you do have to do a quest to increase your level past a certain point here. So as you can see here, we do have a list of course, from level 8 all the way up to a level 100. So as you can see here, pretty much from level 8 to 10, you will have a time where you're going to turn in an item, and then that will unlock your cap to level 20, and then from level 18 to 20, you can turn in the net item, and so on, and so on, and so on here. So we do have a list of every Pacific fish you are going to need, And of course, you do gotta give that to a very specific NPC to unlock your net 10 level in fishing. Of course, the NPC can be found in Port Windus, and you can find them at C8, since that is where the fishing guild is. So if you're from Windus, congratulations. You really don't gotta do much traveling, but if you're coming from Batok or Sandoria, you are gonna have to travel to Windus to actually turn in the items if you want to get your level cap increase here. So keep that in mind and be prepared to do some traveling, as well as be prepared to get your hands on each of the items every 10 levels. So with that all in mind here, you officially know the ins and outs elite to start off to get you from level 1 to 29 or maybe 100. And fishing, just know there is a little bit more to it that start getting into like gearing, like getting proper equipment, armor that can also boot your fishing. But we will cover that in a future video, so make sure you do thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss that. But as far as actually fishing yourself, you can go ahead, once again, you can fit pretty much from any area with water in it, and you're just going to go ahead and make sure you highlight yourself and click on fish. So once you actually begin fishing, you will note here in a moment, it doesn't matter if you're on PC with mouse and keyboard or playing with a controller, but when you go and you catch something, you will go ahead and notice a mini game will pop up such as this, and this is mainly you hitting left and right on Waza, or left or right on your analog stick if you got your controller set up, or whatever button you got your movement on. And once you bring down it life, since we did have a little life bar there above its head, once it actually hit 0, or as close as you can get it to 0, you can go ahead and either hit whatever button is your step, in my case it's A on my controller, or hit enter on the keyboard to receive the item. And hopefully your wad will not break, because that's the thing is about fishing, depending on which fishing rod you have, which is another reason why you want to get higher tier fishing rod, is they do have a chance to break because they do have a set amount of uses that you're going to get. These are called number hidden in the background. I'm pretty sure they'll probably an add-on that you can put in the game that help with this. But pretty much every fish you catch will take a little bit of the actual equipment stat down to it hit 0, and then it will break. So keep that in mind and be prepared to either be ready to buy more fishing rod from them, or if you happen to be a woodworker, you can also repel them as well, depending on which one you are doing, and it might take a distant class as well, or distant crafting class to repel it. But just keep in mind, the rods can break, but they can also be repelled. And there you have it. There is everything you need to know about fishing to start out in Final Fantasy XI Horizon. Once again, always keep in mind, with it being a private server, certain detail might be a little distant than some of the helpful sites, but nonetheless, this is pretty much everything you need to know. And of course, as you level up, feel free to come on back. I will have video going more into depth, especially for the higher tier, especially once you start getting into equipment and stuff. That video will be coming soon. So make sure you do the thumbs up, subscribe, hit all the bells so you don't miss out on that. But for now, congratulations. You now can fish, get out there, make some money, and hopefully you will get yourself all the carps that you need to get your Lushing wad, I think it was called. So be sure to get out there, get it, or just sell your carps and make a crap ton of money. You do you. And of course, with that being the case, that's gonna go ahead and do it for me for today and the Horizon video. And of course, I do want to give a giant thank you to everybody that is supporting over on patreon.com/Maconn, hitting that wonderful join button here on YouTube, or by coming over to my live streams that we do pretty much every day, starting around 7:15 p.m. Central, give or take a few minutes, over there by subscribing, or if you have Amazon Prime, you can also subscribe for free. So thank you to everybody that is supporting on them sites, as well as, of course, a giant thank you to 1K for being, once again, a part of the Luna tier over on Patreon. Thank you, 1K. And with that, there's only one last thing to do, and that is, of course, see you in the comments. Have a good one, guys.